Hello everybody and welcome to the Whiskey Dictionary. Tonight I'm going to be talking to you about the Tribeca Whisky Glass. Tribeca Whisky Glass is going to be the cheapest that I talk about in this series of whiskey glass reviews at $5 a piece. However, you do have to buy a set, and the smallest set I found was 4. So still 20 bucks in. But let's talk about what it actually brings to the table as far as form goes. Because $20 for a set of 4 whiskey glasses, that's not bad, especially if it works. So first, looking at the Tribeca, there's a little bit of a difference if you consider the Glencairn. So as we've talked about before, the Glencairn is wide at the base and comes up vertically at the top. What this does is concentrates everything in a single stream that you get all at once. The Tribeca follows a similar form to some of the other types of nosing glasses where the top actually flares out. And what this does is it helps bring some of the ethanol out from the sides and concentrate things right in the center. So the big difference here is that it's vertical for a good amount of time. And this does not give a whole lot of surface area for the actual evaporation. So you're actually going to hold on to more powerful bits of nosing for longer. It won't evaporate quite as quickly. So that is one benefit. However, I'm curious to see how the flare at the top and the fact that you're quite so far away from it is going to affect it. So let's go ahead and pour some of this Maker's Mark Private Select. Now this is a 55% ABV whiskey. So it's going to have a good amount of alcohol to it. And that should help to bring out some of these facets. All right, so it does look good in the glass. You know, it's got a nice nice clear. You know, it looks nice. This particular one is made of crystal, and let's go ahead and kind of see how the legs work around the side. Pretty good, actually. I will say that this right here, based off the height, this is really good for looking at the legs of a whiskey if that's a thing that you care about. All right, so let's go ahead and give it a nose just from the sides to see if we can pick up any of that ethanol. You can. I'm actually surprised. I was not expecting that to be that way. I did not test these prior to this thing. I kind of wanted to go in unbiased, so I'm testing all of this on the first time during this video review. So let's go ahead and kind of focus the nose right in the center to see if we can pick up any characteristics. You can. Once again, it's not as strong as what you would get out of a Glencairn, and that is a little bit of a detractor. But once again, I'm a little bit surprised because at such an inexpensive price, I'm seeing this outperforming some of the other glasses that I'm going to be doing as part of this series. So let me just do kind of a side-by-side here. So if I nose the Glencairn, you get everything, right? You get everything all at once. It's wonderful if you can detect different nuances between the whiskey. That's the way to go. But what this does is mute that nose quite a little tiny bit, almost as if you were to have put a couple of drops of water into it, which is good when you have a problem with nosing very high ABV whiskeys. A lot of people will get that burn in their nose. This avoids the burn. So I'm a little bit surprised. I'm actually really liking this. You're not going to be able to be quite as detailed with your nosing notes, but it doesn't affect the taste at all. You know, you could drink out of a boot if you want to, so it doesn't really matter. As far as the taste goes, but as far as the nose goes, this does dull some of those nosing notes. So keep that in mind. Now, I guess what it really comes down to is as far as I'm concerned, would I recommend this? $5 versus $6, that's basically negligible, you know, unless you're buying 100 of them. But to have something slightly different on hand to try out, that would be the only reason I could think to buy this over a Glencairn. The problem being is that as you taste more whiskey and more whiskey and more whiskey, you're going to get accustomed to that burn. So although this could be a good, like a novice or first time whiskey drinker, like if you have a buddy coming over who doesn't know if they like whiskey, that might be something good to give them because you're not going to get that just poof, oh my gosh, like alcohol smell. And they might be able to pick some things out in here. However, an experienced whiskey drinker will find this severely lacking. So that would be my suggestion. If you're new or want something easy for somebody else or yourself, this could be worth it. For $20, you're in for 4, that's all you'll need. But I'd probably stick with the Glencairn personally. So thank you for joining me here on the Whiskey Dictionary, and I hope you have a great rest of your night. Cheers.